Nigerians are asking are, one, in whose interests are all these moves being made, and will other people from the APC go to the PDP or from the PDP go to the APC in the coming days as well?
Yes, indeed. Well, we have in the studio a former chairman of Agboiketu Local Council Development Area and an APC stalwart, Yetunde, that's Otumba Yetunde Arobieke. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning.
Good to have you. And also Chukwudi Aduku is a lawyer and of course a public affairs analyst. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
All right, it's going to be ladies first this morning. Otumba, what is your reading? Really, I mean, we've been talking about this for days now, since this whole defection fever caught on. But what is your perception about what is going on? People have said this is all because there is no party ideology. People really don't know what, what their stance is politically and all of that. Is that your reading?
No.
Okay.
That is not even the right thinking.
Okay.
Because we have an idea of what the party stands for, which I'm sure most Nigerians know, that the progressive are the progressives. But you see,
when you say when you say we, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Nigerians now.
Okay.
They know APC as a progressive party, and we are, at the realm of affairs right now. But you see, we need to cast a retrospective view of the things that played out at the emergence of APC at the federal level, which led to, like you said, some APC member joining us. Definitely, when they were joining us, I see it as a personal thing. They were not looking at what APC stands for. So the marriage, very soon broke, and you can see that as a single man, went to PDP and, not minding the interest of the party. I'm talking about Bukola Saraki now.
Yeah, the Senate
and
president.
Before the Senate president actually took that decision, he must have been thinking of some things, because the people you are to sit with, you will have agreement with them. True. So all along, we see him as a Senate president, we see him as APC, but he hasn't been APC. He has been functioning at the Senate as a PDP member.
Okay, let me come in here.
Yeah.
Didn't the APC leadership see the handwriting clearly on the wall? Because many Nigerians did before the Senate president joined the APC. In fact, there were so many warnings from ordinary Nigerians that there were particular politicians that the APC shouldn't allow into its fold, but somehow...
Definitely. It's good you can think like that as an average Nigerian who do not have much, knowledge about the intrigues in politics. You see, the tax to get to the federal level became the priority. So the people who are coming along to join the party, they were secondary, in the thinking of the party. We want the more, the merrier. But at the end of the day, it's like we were caught up in a web, by a single person, kind of betraying the party by hanging out with the PDP and having a solid agreement with them to really frustrate the administration of
In
APC.
other words, Otumba Arobieke, the Senate president has been guilty of having extramarital affairs. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, let me bring it to...
extra-political affairs.
Okay, thank you.
No, it is a marriage of convenience for him to go to PDP.
All right. Now, there seems to be a battle for supremacy in the National Assembly right now. As far as the Senate is concerned, a whole lot of things are playing out.
Yes.
But the information minister, made a statement in the last 24 hours that, look, this is really just a storm in a teacup. And asked the question, really, how much electoral value do these people have? Anyway, these defectors. Should our politics come down to just a question of electoral value? Or are there other values that, party members should bring to the table, even if, in their own words, they don't win elections?
Well, of course, there are other values party members should bring to political parties that they join, because politics in itself is not necessarily about, all politics is local,
yes,
but people play different roles in politics or in a political party. What I see here basically is that a lot of the political parties have lost their ideologies along the line. And
did they have one in the first place?
well,
yes.
some did, but along the line they lost the ideology. Take for example, if I were to speak about how we have come to this point in our politics. Let's just start from the most recent, which is the pre-2015 elections, when you had the massive defection from the PDP to the APC. At some point, some people felt that there was this harmony. They were no longer happy with what was going on in the party, and they moved from the PDP to the APC. They formed the NPDP. Now, what led to that? If you are ideologist in your thinking, you would stay to grind it out because you believed in the ideology. But it was about personal interest. So based on that personal interest, you left to another party, which was the APC, which was a coalition of several political parties that brought about the progressives, as Otumba had mentioned here. The progressives eventually became a marriage of strange bedfellows. In other words, what they stood for in terms of ideology became maligned.
Immediately after the election?
Immediately after the election, so they couldn't work together. Now you have found those same people who went from PDP to APC are now going back from APC to PDP.
Now that is,
so it's old wine in old wine.
Exactly.
Old wine in old skin.
Old bottle. And that's the fear, really. Let's look at the quality of democracy with this, especially the two political parties, the major political parties. You have them have this somewhat unofficial exchange program where members leave this place, go into the other party, and then members from here go into that. How does this reflect on the kind of democracy that is being practiced in Nigeria?
Yeah, you see, that is why our democracy, we need to save our democracy, because we can't build a formidable democracy like this. And if you recall, the first thing I mentioned was we need to build an ideological-based democracy. Now, what is it that has changed in the PDP that has made you defect back to the from the APC to the PDP? And now, what has changed now? That we're hearing that some politicians want to defect from the PDP back to the APC. So for me, this has become a bit. It's all about interest, and it cannot help our existence as a nation. So we need to do something. We probably need to promulgate laws. If we look at this section 68 of the Constitution, which talks about if you move from one political party to the other before the end of your tenure, your seat should be declared vacant. Yes. There's a saving provision to that.
Okay.
Yes. Good. There's a saving provision to that which states that if there's a division in the party. Good. Now, what happened if there's a division? We can say that there is. Or we can.
In which political party?
Well, there was a division. If you go back to pre-2015 elections, the NPDP could be regarded as a division that was created in the old PDP. Now, when you come now in 2018, the RAPC, which was headed by Buba Galadima, you could say that also has created a division in the APC that has led members of the APC to defect to the PDP. It's arguable.
But what about the PDP?
Well, those
that
in the
seems to be united right now.
Yes, so for me, it's an opening. No. It's an opening.
Let me bring it to Otumba Robieke. You said earlier that this is really a question of personal interest. Now, looking at it from both sides, defections from the PDP to the APC, from the APC to the PDP, would you say that, that is exactly what is playing out? Now you have Senate Minority Leader, Godswill Akpabio. Before the end of the week, it's likely that he would defect from the PDP to the APC. Of course, he's been having these meetings with the president in London and, of course, with the APC national leader, Bola Tinubu, twice already. Is there any moral question, really, in all of this?
No, there is no morality.
None whatsoever?
There's no morality. You see, I'm so happy that Akpabio is leaving the PDP for APC. Not really happy.
When there doesn't seem to be any apparent division in the PDP?
Not really happy that, like that, maybe he has, something fantastic to offer APC. but that even within the PDP, the people who have decamped from the PDP, their center is equally not holding. It is like a good radiance to bad rubbish. Okay. You understand what I'm talking about? Now, Saraki is now fearing that you want to rubbish me by going back to APC. But we need to ask a salient question here. What was it that you did to APC by moving from APC to PDP? You see, I can see the marriage of convenience in any PDP, especially PDP stalwart, who are so used to the way they do their politicking, coming to the progressive. I don't see it as anything much of fun, because not too long, such will be disappointed, because we don't play politics the way they do.
But the general impression
would you say then, in essence, that maybe the APC is making another mistake again?
The APC has not gone to woo anybody.
But allowing some people...
But what I'm saying is, they said, you see, once you know how to behave like a traitor, you should equally be looking out for people who will be beating your heels. People who will tell you, you think you're smart, but we are equally smarter. This is what is happening within PDP. Now, the PDP that came to APC did not come to add value. They came to disorganize the APC. And that's what you see, playing out in what happened at the Senate. And up to this present moment, you cannot really come out with a candid role that Saraki has played as Senate president that favors APC. He has not played any role. It is during this 8th National Assembly that budgets are passed in May, June, July, and that's frustrating to the executive. In which way do you want them to perform? And that is a calculated attempt, actually, part of the agreement to frustrate this administration. Because before you could leave your tent to go to the other man's tent, there must be an established agreement. And the agreement is to frustrate this administration.
In fact, about what you just said now, it's been alleged in one of the papers today that the minority leader, Senator Godswill Akpabio, in fact, wanted to defect when some members of the APC defected to the APC on the floor of the House, that was somehow the Senate president got wind of it and allegedly prevented him from having
it
his
on
way.
hold.
Yes.
Do you agree with Chukwudi? Let me bring this to you. Look at the legal angle of all of this. Yes. I mean, we're hearing, rhetorics from people like the APC chairman. If Senate President Saraki is now with another party, relinquish your crown. He has used that word crown severally. And Dino Melai actually retorted, look, this is not a traditional institution that you even be talking about crown. But let's even set that aside. Do you agree that these people, whether it is a Godswill Akpabio that we're talking about or the Senate president, like Otumba said, really, do you want to question how much value they have really brought to their parties?
Well, if I were to start from Saraki, Saraki as a politician, I'm not holding brief for him, but Saraki as a politician seems to have wielded a lot of influence from his area, that is Kwara. The Kwara politics has shown itself in terms of the control of the governor, of the policy, the structure generally in Kwara State. Now, of course, and also that is a lot has to do with also the north central zone of Nigeria. Now, bringing that to the fore, of course, that helped the APC win elections in 2015. So there was a contribution from that bloc.
That's in my opinion.
That's my opinion. That was because if you do an analysis of what happened at the last elections, you find that most of the votes came from the northwest, northeast, north central. The south didn't contribute too much, or the southeast didn't contribute too much towards.
And that's why those two regions are looking like the beautiful brides right now.
Yeah, looking like the beautiful brides. So that comes to what electoral advantage could that give to the APC? If Akpabio defects from the APC, from the PDP to the APC, we're hearing from the grapevine that he may have issues he's having some issues with his governor.
Definitely.
Yeah. And the truth is, how much votes can you muster from Akwa Ibom or the South to the APC by the defection? Of course, it's.
But that's not even the most important question right now. The question is, what does the law say about relinquishing your position if you know, you jump ship? Okay,
all
we
right,
have, that's a live feed right there, gentlemen, our viewers right there. Of course, you have heard, as we told you earlier, the DSS blocking staff of the National Assembly from gaining entrance to the complex. And of course, lawmakers, you can assume, have not been able to go in there. They were supposed to have this emergency meeting today. We're joining our National Assembly correspondent shortly to give us a true picture of goings on there at the National Assembly. All right,
that will be in a moment. She's still trying to get more information for us. From what you can see on your TV screen there are vehicles there and there are people gathered there. Some of them, the workers of the National Assembly, trying to gain entrance into their offices, but have been prevented by operatives of the DSS. Like we told you earlier, of course, the leaders of the National Assembly are supposed to meet today. The agenda of the meeting, not known, but it's been speculated. It could be because the presidency had been pressuring the leadership of the party to meet, partly for the approval of the budget for the election coming up in 2019, 242 billion naira, and then the environment of funds as well. So we'll get to
how will this DSS impediment of entry into the National Assembly affect the slated meeting for today? Time will unveil for us. We still have Otumba Mrs. Yetunde Arobieke, first executive chairman of Agboyi Ketu, right here with us in the studio, and of course Chukwudi Aduku is a lawyer. Before we went on to that short interregnum, the legal implications of all of this, does it behove on the Senate president, for example, who is no longer in the ruling party, to relinquish his seat? And what will happen to Godswill Akpabio if he moves, if he does eventually defect from the PDP to the APC as minority leader of the Senate?
Now, from the legal perspective, the law as it is provides that if you leave your, by the provisions of section 68 sub G, that if you defect from one political party to the other during the subsistence of your tenure, your seat should be declared vacant. But the saving provision is, if there is a division in the party which you belong to, then that section would not apply. Now, as it relates to Saraki defecting from the APC to the PDP, it could be argued that the creation of the RAPC has created a division within the ranks of the APC. And as a result of that, you can't declare his seat vacant, but it's subject to interpretation by the courts. Now, that is the law as it relates to that. So, but there is no specific provision that says that when you defect, automatically your seat becomes, he should relinquish his position as a Senate president, because his position as Senate president arises from within the proceedings of the Senate.
But then that doesn't override the power of the electorate to recall any representative.
No, it doesn't. So there's a requirement in section 69 that provides
would you, as a politician, call for a repeal of that particular clause in the law, given an umbrella kind of, a protection to politicians
I will have thought
to defect easily?
With what he said right now, that if Saraki had gone to her APC, that is an indication of the division. I don't know, RAPC is not even recognized. I don't know, RAPC people that are disgruntled, that are not happy with the state of situations in APC, came together and they formed RAPC. If he had openly said that he's gone to RAPC, we could then be saying that the law is may not be applicable to him, because he's really, there is a division within the party. But he has cross-carpeted to another party. So like he said,
but it was due to that division within the APC,
like he said, the court must still interpret the division to really say that, is it applicable to Saraki as he has cross-carpeted
for inter-party crossing?
It could have, I will agree with him that if he has gone to RAPC, then there's division within the party.
Is our politics defective? This word defecting,
Yes.
Is our politics fundamentally defective? And is that what is playing out?
No.
How do we change this?
Showing, you know, they are just, you know, few self-conceited people
who
are overly ambitious, are moving around, you know, the bend.
All right.
In the end, like you said earlier, it's about personal interest.
Yes.
All right. Otumba Yetunde Arobieke, APC chieftain, thank you for coming. And of course, Chukwudi Adiuku, legal practitioner and public affairs commentator, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.